What is reverb? It may be described as the reflections of sound present in a room that get recorded along with the direct sound. And the time difference between these super dense reflections is so small that our ears do not perceive them as separate echoes. And because there's so many, often thousands, our ears instead perceive them as this three-dimensional psychoacoustic cloud-like phenomenon that we know as reverb. Now, reverb as an effect can be described as putting a sound in a different acoustic space. So what kind of reverbs are there and what do they sound like? This is like asking, do I want my show to be filmed at Chris Lord-Alge's studio? Didn't I tell you to quit panning your toms? Or perhaps a feature with Mix at the Masters. With reverb, you decide. Can you find the correct reverb type and win the Golden Ear Award? If so, let's just say your going places. Learn audio engineering. Learn audio now. Sound strategies to sound goals. In this video, you'll be faced with 7 ear training questions to help you better distinguish between different types of reverb. Today's focus will be on 4 commonly used types of reverb. I want you to accept this challenge by smashing that like button, and I want to hear it like you're in a huge cathedral hall. That's incredible. Okay, so here comes the first question. Now, as you know, reverb adds early reflections from walls and reverberation from thousands of residual reflections. And this effect can be described as a halo or ghost that surrounds or follows the direct recorded sound. So does that describe the sound of my voice at the moment? No. And that's because I'm not using any reverb to record my speech. If I had, the echoes of reverb may have the potential to distract from the meaning of the words. Now, if this becomes a problem, you can try using pre-delay to keep that reverb behind the direct sound so that its intelligibility is preserved. Okay, let's try one for real now. So this fills up the space with a very bright decay tail. It's a plate. It has very dense early reflections that are different from a room. They're more bright and shiny. They have a more colored sound. And it's a very common sound for reverb. Now, I didn't use any pre-delay on this because as far as I know, the early units from the 1960s didn't have any pre-delay. So we only hear the tail of the reverb decay. There's no early reflections like a room, and it's more colored than a hall. So the first thing you'll notice about the reverb is it puts this take in stereo. Now this is one of Andy Johns' recording techniques for creating a stereo electric guitar. You can watch a few more of his techniques in a video that I've got right here. So what you do for this is you pan a guitar signal to one side and a room sound on the opposite side. He would often use a microphone and record a room sound, but you can of course use a room reverb.
It's not that I didn't try. I got another reason why. Pretty chicks pass me by. You drink all the wine, and I sat by. But you never even let me try.
So we get long echoes that die off before reflecting. We hear the sound moving away without the slapback of the walls. This is a hall. It adds a lot of space and depth to the recording. It has a very large size and diffuse walls with no reflections. So too many instruments can clutter a hall. If you think of how those spaces are used, it's usually to record an instrument like a organ or a solo piano performance or something like that. But it could also be used for an orchestra. Though usually in a case like that, less is more because too many instruments can easily clutter a hall. So in this one, you can really hear the walls or the early reflections in this recording. This is a square room with low ceilings, and it can be really great for lifting something out of a mix. It's nice on snare and toms to make the drums really pop, but it's best as a subtle effect. So this is a familiar sound. It's a spring reverb from a guitar amp. It's that sharp, splashy sound that's very signature to a spring. So it's a hall. An organ really sounds lame without a big hall sound behind it because that environment is commonly associated with the pipe organ sound. All right, and bonus question number 8. Here we go.
It's not that I didn't try. I got another reason why. Pretty tricks and fiddlesticks just seem to pass me by. You drink all the wine, and I sat by. But you never even let me try.
So we only hear the tail of the reverb decay, right? It doesn't have the early reflections like a room, but it's more colored than a hall. It's a plate, and it's a very familiar effect on the vocals. So How did you do? Let me know in the comments below, and I'd also love to hear your suggestions for future videos. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and consider subscribing for fresh weekly content. It really helps me out when you do that. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.